Hello there. I'd like to welcome you to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. My name is Jason Perkins, and I'm an attorney who specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series because I wanted to provide people who've been injured at work with helpful information about Georgia workers' compensation law and the benefits that were available to them under that law. Today I want to talk to you about how long does Georgia workers' compensation last? This question really gets at how long is your workers' compensation case going to stay open, or how long can you receive benefits? Well, there's no specific time that a Georgia workers' compensation case can last. It can last a very short period of time or a very long period of time. It really depends. Basically, there's three types of benefits available under Georgia workers' compensation law, three main benefits, and each one of those has different periods of time that apply to it. Those benefits are your wage loss benefits, which are temporary total or temporary partial disability benefits, your medical benefits, which is treatment or testing for your injury, and then your permanent partial disability benefits, which pays you for the permanent impairment you may suffer as a result of your injury. Now, each one of those has different limits. In a lot of cases, temporary total disability benefits are limited to 400 weeks from when your injury occurred, and temporary partial disability benefits are limited to 350 weeks from when your injury occurred. But those limits don't necessarily always apply. It can depend on when you were injured, as far as when your date of injury was, and also how severe your injury was. Medical benefits in Georgia workers' compensation cases also sometimes have limits. If you were injured after July 1st, 2013, many cases would be limited to 400 weeks of the insurance company's responsibility for paying for your medical treatment or testing. And after 400 weeks, they would no longer be responsible for that. But if you have a severe enough injury, which will qualify for a catastrophic designation, or if you're injured before July 1st, 2013, those limits on medical treatment wouldn't apply. With regard to permanent partial disability benefits, the limits basically depend on what sort of rating your doctor gives you. Each permanent partial disability rating that you may receive equates to a certain number of weeks of benefits. So when you start receiving those, ultimately the limits on your permanent partial disability benefits are determined by the amount of your rating. Now, as I mentioned, there's many different complicating factors as far as how long you're eligible to receive benefits and whether you'll continue receiving benefits or not. Just because you might be eligible for benefits for up to 400 weeks doesn't mean you'll necessarily receive them. Another thing that can affect your eligibility for benefits is statutes of limitation under Georgia workers' compensation law. And many times, if you go a certain period of time without benefits or you don't file certain forms requesting benefits, your eligibility for benefits may end. Another thing that can end your eligibility for benefits is your settlement of a Georgia workers' compensation case, where you would generally give up the rights under your case in exchange for a lump sum payment of money. Now, if you have some specific questions about your case, about how long you may receive certain benefits and whether you should still be receiving benefits, I'd encourage you to reach out and get answers to those questions. If you wait too long to get answers, a lot of times those statute of limitations that I mentioned earlier could bar you from getting benefits in the future. So reach out and get answers to your questions sooner rather than later. One of the best ways that you can get answers is by setting up a free consultation with a workers' compensation attorney. If you'd like to set up a free consultation with me, there's two easy ways that you can do that. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, or the second is by visiting our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com, where you can complete and submit our free consultation request form there. You can also visit our Perkins Studdard Workers' Compensation channel on YouTube. If you'd like to view other videos from the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series, there's over 100 videos available there that cover many different topics of Georgia workers' compensation law. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please let me know that. The best way you can do that is by liking it or giving it a thumbs up. I'd like to thank you again for watching today. I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.